we have Hell's Paradise episode 2,
Ooh.
Screening and Choosing. So this is the first season, second episode, and I'll get right into the summary for you guys. The Shogun and other officials hold a meeting with the convicts to explain the official mission. We later learn that they got to cut down on the amount of convicts they have. They have the elites as far as combat, but they really got to hone in who they're going to send to this paradise island. So they hold a free for all, a fight to the death, in order to reduce the numbers.
Battle Royale, baby.
And it's hot, bro. So they explain all the rules to all the convicts first, and then, like I just said, they the Shogun, was it the Shogun that was there? It was an official of some sort, and he tells them, "Hey, y'all got to do something about these numbers." And there's one guy that just starts killing folk, and everybody else is still sitting around shocked.
Yeah, I
But
mean they didn't want to say the actual killed him, and I think one of them was like, "I get what you're saying," you know. They don't want to say it.
Took a rock to somebody's dome and put him down.
Crazy.
yeah, so it got raunchy really, really quickly. But before it did, they're still going through the rules, and we have Sagiri struggling with herself. There's a male executioner telling her, she shouldn't be here. She ain't got the heart for it, even though it seems like she's pretty skilled, right? Did you guys have any thoughts about that? Because it seemed like she could look into her blade and see some things.
Yeah, I mean, I really enjoyed it because the episode actually, before we got to the old Battle Royale, the episode opened up with kind of more backstory on Sagiri. And it was kind of like her coming up, watching her father effortlessly kill someone who was telling a story, in execution style. And he keeps talking. Homie keeps talking after he's decapitated. So that is a clean cut.
Yes, he didn't even know he had been decapitated. Like, that's nuts.
And to be that good is Sagiri's goal. And I thought that was really cool to get more backstory on her, because last episode we got a lot on Gabi Maru. And, they're going to be the main pair we follow throughout this.
For sure.
So I thought it was nice to add some backstory for her. But one of the things is, like, you can see the reflection of yourself in the blade. And, like, there's these really cool scenes where basically it's like her and, I mean, she's naked, so that's cool. But,
all right, Dad.
But, like, it's like the bloody figures of all the people she's killed, like, grabbing at her, and, like, it's like kind of signifying the guilt.
Yeah.
And it was just super cool to see. And
it's
there's
her alive, man.
Later in the episode we're going to get into where she, like, basically sees Gabi Maru in a similar situation, and the man is, like, drowning in bodies that he's taking down. Like, it's just his head, like, barely poking out, breathing, and the man is just a fucking savage.
Yeah, it's kind of sad to see the characters like that, but it's adding a lot of depth to the show on episode dose. Like, it's really, really good. I've really been enjoying that. But yeah, they were kind of ragging on her a little bit, and she was ragging on herself, like you said. She had those dead bodies kind of just climbing up her. But yeah, it's been pretty fun. It's been pretty fun. But the big thing for the episode, guy, the battle royale. We were introduced to a lot of cool characters. Were there any moments outside of Sagiri being guilt-ridden that you guys really thought was kind of crazy or wild?
I really enjoyed the introduction to the other convicts or death row inmates, whatever you want to call them, who are going to be going on this journey with Gabi Maru. And basically, there's only like 12 members of the Asagiri clan or whatever it is. And so they can only each babysit essentially one convict. And that's why they have the Battle Royale. And some of them you meet are super fun. My personal favorite, besides Gabi Maru, was Tamiya, who was basically like a master swordsman who went total Ronin and just went AWOL and just fucking started just chopping people up. The man was nasty with the blade, dude.
Oh no, he really was. He really was. I think my favorite was the Giant of Benin. He was just like doing nothing but still getting it in, because like it come to find out later in the episode, like, he really can't be stabbed. I think he has like super thick skin or something. Was that him?
Yeah, it is. I'm saying no, he can't get stabbed. Like, they were like trying to beat him over the head, and it was just bouncing off him. Like, the dude is an insane giant. He's like
fucking 12 feet tall.
12
just
feet tall.
Yes, There were a lot of interesting characters. Were there any that you liked, Tyler?
I mean, I really like the giant as well. I just like that he was just laying there, just chilling, you know.
Mhm, mhm.
So I
And
really enjoyed that.
I also really liked Akaginu, who was the cannibal courtesan. So if you guys don't know, courtesans are essentially like the head hooker in Japanese culture. Like they're the
Yes.
top dog, like the really good prostitute. And I guess she just murders.
In modern terms, the bottom bitch.
Yeah, yeah.
Go ahead, Dan. Sorry, I had to
But
slip
she
that in there.
basically is just known for like eating her like customers, I guess, if you want to call them that.
Victims, I would say victims.
Victims, and it's just nuts. Like the characters, all the ones they introduced are crazy unique. We don't have time to get into all of them, but this is an anime you need to check out. Like this is going to be some top tier shit for this season. And I looked a little further into it. So the manga was 128 chapters and it's complete. So we're definitely getting more than one season with this. There's no way they can make it happen in one season.
Yes. The first two episodes have been extremely fire. The last episode of the weekly rundown, Dan, you said that the animation was top tier. Did it still hold up in the second episode?
I mean, watching Gabi Maru just rip people's throats open while like his hands are tied together
Mhm.
was awesome. They animated the blood like dripping off his hands so well. It was just incredibly gruesome. And like I was watching it in my living room. My wife walked in. She's like, "Oh, you're not gonna make me watch this one, right?" I'm like, "No, this is for me. This is for me. This is all for me. You don't need this one."
Damn. Poor girl. Yeah. No, she didn't need to see this. I don't think she has the heart for it, bro.
But like Gabi Maru, basically, he's kind of standing. He's like, "Hey, I don't want to kill people because I don't need to right now. You know, this is stupid. Like, why are we doing this? Like, you know who the strongest are. Just pick those." And basically, they're like, "Nah, like you're not gonna get this pardon if you don't take part in this." And then he just goes off and kills like 7 people who attack him because the shogun basically offered like, "Hey, if you kill him, you're guaranteed on the boat." And he's like, "Oh well, hell nah." And then he just absolutely just dismantled people. And everyone's just terrified after like, holy shit, that's the Hollow. And he just lived up to his name. And
He
I'm really
really
excited
did.
to see him just brutally murder more people, especially when he starts breaking out his ninjutsu. Oh,
So Tyler, you wanna tell us about the Hollow's go-to move in this fight?
Yeah, I mean, basically, he just. I mean, I thought he had a sword, but apparently he doesn't have a sword.
Hell
He just,
no. Straight
just
hands in this bitch.
yeah, he just like uses his like hands together and just like slashes their throats out, bro. And I think he even stabs one through the chest or stomach or something as well.
oh
And
yeah,
then
Yeah,
like
dude.
one point he like tore their throat out with his mouth too. So he's getting up in
yes,
there.
I loved it,
It
dude.
was
I'm so in for this
crazy,
show. Like,
bro.
I'm so hyped for this show. And like, it's not like he was just like slashing their throats. He like, imagine you have your hands and you're digging in sand and you're just pulling out like a handful of sand. He just did that to a man's jugular. I'm talking like full on ripped it
The
out, and
whole thing.
it was awesome.
Yeah, it was. And what I found crazy about the whole fight, well, starting off, nobody wanted to fight Gabimaru. They knew his reputation. They went after each other, and so he was just sitting there. But the shogunate was not having any of that. So, like you said, they were like, "Yeah, somebody get his ice," and he showed out. But everybody else had broken free of their restraints and was actually fighting with two hands. Gabimaru never did. So he was
It-
using his wrist. He was beating the shit out of everybody, tearing their throats out with his wrist tied together. So it was just kind of added to how fucking OP that man is. No
Dude,
ninjutsu, all hands, throwing bows.
I literally like the man's a living legend in this in this universe, and I'm so excited to see where it goes.
The thing I like about Gabby Maru, it seems that he still has morals. Like it don't seem like he's like a full on like criminal. He just don't do whatever he wants to. He don't just kill people just because he wants to. All that stuff. He actually has, I guess, beliefs, and he only kills when he actually has to kill. It seems like
Yeah, he
so.
he he even was like dodging a little bit to start off the fight to see if they were gonna like keep attacking him. But then like they just kept coming. He was like, "All right, I guess this is what you guys really want to do."
Yeah.
So it was really really cool. Man, so I've noticed here recently, I don't know if we've just gotten to this point in the history of anime. There's more and more shows I feel like are having more graphic ass deaths. Like how many shows have we reviewed or done first looks at during the time we've been doing this podcast that have absolutely brutal deaths? Is this a new trend? Or am I just being introduced to this fucking mess?
I think it's a newer trend as animation's getting better and everything like that. Like, I mean, back in the day, like, say Dragon Ball Z, somebody gets shot with a special beam cannon through the chest. It's just a hole,
Right. Mhm.
And I think we're just getting to this point now. I mean, like I mentioned last episode, this is the Dark Shonen trio with Chainsaw Man and Jujutsu Kaisen and this, and they're all gruesome shows. I mean, Chainsaw Man is on the same amount of level of gore as this.
Chainsaw Man's ridiculous. Just blood everywhere all the time.
Yeah, I mean, Chainsaw Man is just it's one of the most gory shows I've seen in a while. But I mean, I'm down for it. The more the
This
better, honestly.
this might like get to the point where it takes the cake. I'm not sure, but like they're going in at it, and it's been some pretty casual fights so far. But by any means, blood and gore don't make a show good.
No.
But when you pair it with a top-notch plot, I'm fucking here for it, dude.
Yes, the plot is very good. And kind of going back to the actual plot itself, the criminals are getting sent to the island one-on-one with the Yamada clan members or the executioners, right? They seem to be pretty important members of society. Does that sound like a smart move?
Hey man, I think they have full confidence in that they'll be able to just to take them down. I mean, I think they're really strong, but I'm interested to see how it goes. Like they're
Yeah.
building such a good plot here, and the episode ended with them on the boat heading that way, and they're all paired up, and I'm just really interested to see where it goes. So I'm really excited for episode 3.
Yeah, same here. Same here. And yeah, just to remind our audience, my mom was even like in episode 1, and she don't fuck with shit like this. So that's how good it's been. Anything else you guys want to talk about for this one?
No, I think we pretty much hit everything there was. I mean, a lot of the episode was the battle royale, and that really, I don't
I
want to
was
say
hyped.
it didn't have a lot to talk about, but it's something that you just got to see for yourself.
Yes, yes. I do recommend this so far. It's going very, very, very well.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
might be my favorite show of the season. Like with how it's
Okay.
going so far, I mean, it's gonna be
Outside of, I mean, obviously we love Demon Slayer. Everybody loves Demon Slayer. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But yeah, out of what we have for our weekly rundown right now, this has been my favorite too.